Asmat Gurubhyo Namaha, Asmat Parama Gurubhyo Namaha, Asmat Sarva Gurubhyo Namaha. Today we're going to talk about Ganapati Puja. We already talked about Vishwaksena Puja in a few previous discussions. So we're going to talk about Ganapati Puja. Vigneshwara Puja is usually the way it's called in South India. Vigna means obstacles, and Ishvara means Lord. So the Lord of obstacles, Lord of clearing obstacles, is called Vigneshwara, otherwise known as Ganesh or Ganapati, like that. In Hari Bhakti Vilas for Gaudiya Vaishnavas, Ganapati Puja is totally bona fide, totally to be done. In also Rupa Goswami, so Sanatana and Gopalbhadra Goswami say it's fine. And Rupa Goswami's Krishna Janmabhishek Vidhi Titi, or whatever, Titi Vidhi, right? That also mentions Ganapati Puja and gives actually the Shukla Yajurveda Dhyana mantra for Ganapati, which is Ganananam Tva Ganapati Gum Mavamahe Kavim Kavinam Upamashavastamam Jyestarajam Brahmanam. Actually, that's the Taitir, that's the Krishna Yajurveda version, but there's Ganananam Tva Ganapati Gum Mavamahe Nidinan Tva Nidipati Gum Mavamahe Priyanan Tva Priyapati Gum Mavamahe. That's the way it is in North India, Shukla Yajurveda. In South India, it's a little different, but it's similar mantra. Okay, so that's given by Rupa Goswami in his Krishna Janma Titi Vidhi. So let's have a look at, let's share screen. And here's some stuff about Ganapati. Everybody can see that? Days to propitiate Ganapati. Ganapati was born, or Ganesh, was born on Shukla Chaturthi. Yeah? So Shukla Chaturthi. So upasana means worship of him on Shukla Chaturthi is supposed to give immense benefits. That means Shukla Chaturthi means the fourth day. Chaturthi means the fourth day of the bright fortnight. So, for instance, today is Amavasya, or the no moon, the dark moon day. So the day after Amavasya is the beginning of the light fortnight, because from no moon up until full moon, right, from new moon to full moon, the moon is going to get bigger or wax. It's going to be waxing. So that for that 2 weeks. So that's called the Shukla Paksha. So from the day after Amavasya is called Pratama. It's also called Pratipad by some people. Pratipad and Pratama mean the same thing. The other names of the days are just, as we've gone over before, they're just names of the lunar tithis. They're just ordinal numbers. First, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're just numbers, right? So the first one is Pratama or Pratipad, then Dutiya, Tritiya, Chaturthi, like that. Chaturthi. So this is Chaturthi. So the fourth day after Amavasya, every month, is the Shukla Chaturthi. So especially every month, once a year is a special time to worship him. But every month on the Chaturthi, he can also be worshipped, right? On the bright Chaturthi. Okay, so it says it's supposed to give immense benefits during the Krishna Paksha, means after the full moon, the moon begins to wane, right? On that Chaturthi, when one observes fast for the whole day and then propitiates Ganesh at moonrise, it's supposed to remove all worries and obstacles. This was written by a Smarta, okay? So all of the benefits that he mentions here about worshipping Ganapati or worshipping Ganesh or Vigneshwara, they're all material benefits that mostly smarter people want, okay, that Vaishnavas are not interested in. What Vaishnavas are interested mostly in is to clear away any obstacles there are in the path of doing some devotion to Lord Vishnu or Krishna. So he is also called Sankatahara. Sankatahara means taker away of Sankata. I could look up and see what Sankata exactly means, but anyway. He is also worshipped on Fridays too. And it says, Kalau Chandi Vinayakau. In Kali Yuga, he gives immediate benefits to those who worship him through Abhishek Archana, Mula Mantra Japa, Homa, Chatur Vritti Tarpana, right? Chatura Vritti Tarpana, and those who do Topu Karanam after tapping their head with the closed fist. Okay. So remember when we're talking about that mantra Shuklam Bharadram Vishnum in the beginning of Vishwaksena Puja, and I said the tapping on the head on the fist like that. So some people do it 4 times, 6 times. Some people do it 6 times. Right? They tap on the head like that, and they also cross the hands and tap it on like that. So that is the thing you're supposed to do when you're chanting that Shuklam Bharadranam Vishnum mantra. Whoever propitiates Ganesh at Ushakala, Usha means sunrise, at dawn, gets all noble thoughts. Thus in Kerala, Ushakala is when usually if somebody says Ushakala to you, that means they're from Kerala, because they use that term in Kerala mostly for the time of dawn. But it's just Sanskrit. It means the time. Usha means the sun, the time of the sun. So is considered the ideal time for Ganapati Homa. In Ganapati Homa, Kala, Mula, and Nala are considered very important. Kala means the time. Mula means the Mula mantra. Nala means thin slices of coconut. That's what he says. In Tamil Nadu, the Ganapati Homa is done elaborately after sunrise. Okay, so Ganapati Homa, they use what is called modaka. Modaka is a type of sweet. It's sort of like a sweet samosa with some halva inside it. Modaka, exact recipe you have to look up on the internet. It's the thing that Ganapati likes, and a lot of people, when they do Ganapati Homa, they'll offer these sweets into the fire. I went to one puja where they offered 1,008 of these sweets into the fire. And even they didn't have any sweets left over at Prasadam time. They offered them all to Ganesh. So they offered them all into the fire. Modaka or puffed rice, flattened rice, satumavu. I will have to look up and find out what that is, but this is written by a Tamil smarta. Sugarcane, coconut slices, sesame seeds, and banana should be mixed with honey, milk, and ghee, and should be offered in the homa. So a lot of times we're used to offering homa just with ghee, or putting some wood in the fire and some ghee, and maybe we get some other things called havan samagri, which is a mixture of different herbs and things, spices and things that the people put into the fire. But here they're specifically giving ingredients for Ganapati Homa. Each day that you do this, 28, 108, or 1008 offerings can be made. In Prapanchasara, Prapanchasara is another book of different mantras and tantric rituals, right? If you're interested more in Prapanchasara, there's two. There's Prapanchasara, which is written by Adi Shankaracharya, and there's another book called Prapanchasara Sara Sangraha. Sara means the essence or the cream. Prapancha of the 5, I'm not sure exactly what that means, but Prapancha Sara means the cream of those tantric rituals. And another person later on made the cream of the cream. So both those books are available with me for people who are interested in studying Mantra Shastra, and especially Tantric Mantra Shastra. Is mentioned that Japa, Homa, and Tarpana should be done in 4s. Okay, so this is their idea in Prapanchasara, that you should do Japa, Homa, or Tarpana in 4s, like that. We can see even people in ISKCON and Gaudiya Math, they're doing, or Gaudiya Vaishnavas, they're doing 16 rounds or 64 rounds. These are all multiples of 4. Okay, so here he says like 44, 444, or 4,444, like that. Significance of Modaka.
Do you think that has anything to? Sorry, but do you think that just has something to do with Chaturthi, because he was born on Chaturthi?
It could be. It could be. It could be that we have to look in Prapanchasara and see where it's mentioned. If it's mentioned only for Ganesh, then it may have to do with the fact that he was born on Chaturthi. Yes. But here he doesn't mention that. He just says it in Prapanchasara, it says that. So we don't know. So significance of Modaka. Modaka is the tasteless flour used to make Modaka is considered to signify Maya. Okay, I guess. While the tasty sweet Puranam signifies Jnana. So what they put inside, I believe what they put inside is they grate coconut and jaggery, or this gur, it's called in India, raw sugar, the raw sugar that you get from Mexico, and they put that together and they put that inside of like a samosa type thing, and that's a modaka. But, you know, we have to look up the exact recipe for modikas. For those people who are really interested in worshipping Ganesh, modikas is the way to go, because I think Ganesh really likes the modikas. Okay, so benefits from different dravyas. Dravyas means ingredients. So different things that we're going to offer in Homa, we get different results according to this smarter book. Modika, if you offer modikas, you get your wishes fulfilled. Satamavu, I'm not sure what that is. It's Tamil, and Satamavu. Mavu means like a grain. Satamavu. I'm not sure what it means. I'll have to ask my teacher. Ability to attract everyone. Coconut slices, you get all Aishwaryas or prosperity. Sugarcane, attraction to of all human beings. Sugarcane, see, like Karmadev, the god of Cupid, the god of love, he has a sugarcane bow, and he has flower arrows, and the string of the bow is made of bumblebees, and he shoots those arrows into people's hearts. So sugarcane has to do with Karmadev. So this thing called Vasikaran, anybody's heard of Vasikaran? Vasikaran is a system where you attract other people. Like if you're looking for a wife or something like that, you want to attract a lady, so you know, like that. So some of it's black magic and some of it's white magic. Whatever it is. Vasikaran is usually controlling people, controlling other people. So it says attraction here of all human beings. Bananas removes obstacles, all obstacles. Sesame seeds removes sins, and apamrityu dosha. Apamrityu dosha means like, I guess, untimely death, something that's in your chart that might cause untimely death or something like that. Attraction of deities. Flattened rice for health, puffed rice. Kanyalaba and Varalaba, getting a bride or getting a groom. Honey, give money, prosperity, gold. Milk will beget more cows. Ghee, Lakshmi's grace, gives you Brahma Tejas. Arul grass. Arul grass is a sort of small, short grass, which is offered to Ganesh, and elephants like that grass, and so Ganesh likes that grass. It gives you long life. Samit. Samit means stick. Means one of the wooden sticks you put in the fire. A branch of trees. Don't use milk crates. Use branches of trees. Okay, so don't use these fruit crates. People cut them up into they cut the wood up and they make. Better to use branches of trees if possible. Okay. Sometimes you can go buy firewood. Okay. Anyone who has Ketu dosha. So if you have a problem with the planet Ketu, you should propitiate Ganesh and beget the benefits. Now, what we're talking about here, this particular prayoga that we're looking at here, is for Mahaganapati Homa. So it's going to explain Mahaganapati Homa. But in the beginning of Mahaganapati Homa, it's going to explain, first of all, the Ganesh's. You have to do Vigneshwara Puja in the beginning. Just like any other puja, you do Vigneshwara Puja at the beginning. You have to do Ganesh Puja in the beginning, and then. So people may think this is a little strange. If you have a Ganesh Puja, a big Ganesh Puja, and a big Ganesh Homa, and you start off by doing a little Ganesh Puja to start off, because you're going to do a big Ganesh Puja. If your primary puja is also to Ganesh, then you also have to have an initial puja to Ganesh to clear the obstacles before you get to worshipping Ganesh. Does that make sense? Yeah, okay. So sometimes people are like in Upakarma every year when we change the Brahmin threads, like that, we do a little puja on the Brahmin thread. They get a Brahmin thread, the Brahmins, and they do puja for the Brahmin thread, and they invoke deities in the Brahmin thread, and they offer a Brahmin thread to the Brahmin thread. Okay, so unmarried men and women can do back to the benefits of the Homa. So married and unmarried women, this is Smarta Prayoga. So they can do puffed rice, Trimaduram. I don't know what Trimaduram is. We have to look that up. With 444 times, or they can do 108 times the Mula Mantra. Now for 7 days continuously, starting from the Shukla Pratama, to get married very quickly. Okay, so this is what people do. This smarta prayoga is going to be full of things like that. The idea is to get different benefits and things like that. If the Homa is done every Shukla Chaturthi, and we explained what Shukla Chaturthi was, then prosperity increases. If the Homa is done in the same manner for 4 days from Shukla Pratama, one gets the power to attract other human beings like that. That's what we call Vasikarna. If one does Homa with a whole coconut and honey each day for 44 days, then he'll get everything he desires, reciting the Atharva Shira. Okay, so the Atharva Shira, there are 2 Atharva Shiras. There's Narayana Atharva Shira, and there might even be more. And there's Ganapati Atharva Shira, which is very similar to the Narayana Atharva Shira Upanishad. And the worshippers of Ganesh, they learn this Atharva Shira, Ganapati, Ganesh Atharva Shira, Shirsha Upanishad gives, before and after the Homa, gives great benefits. Doing Homa with mantras of Atharva Shirsha, which would be like a Vedic Homa, begets a lot of benefits. Okay, so these are all the things. Now, Tarpana, as we have explained before, Tarpana means through the right hand, we're offering water into the middle of the right hand and passing it out through the 4 fingers, which is the Deva Tirtha in this case, because Ganapati is a Devata. So first offer 12 Tarpanas using the Mula Mantra. Now, Mula Mantra has to be learned. Normally, the Smartas, they'll say Mula Mantra has to be learned from a guru. You have to get initiation into a Mula Mantra or whatever it is like that. The normal Mula Mantra that people use for Ganesh is Gam, Ganapataye Namaha. Gam Ganapataye Namaha. But there might be some other one. So, depending on different traditions. So, for the first 12 Tarpanas, use the Mula Mantra. So that would mean you would Gam Ganapataye Namaha Tarpayami, Gam Ganapataye Namaha Tarpayami, Gam Ganapataye Namaha Tarpayami 12 times. And then add Ganapati's name to each Akshara. Add Ganapati's name to each Akshara and offer 4 Tarpanas with each Akshara. Right? So add Ganapati's name to each Akshara. Akshara means each syllable. So Ganapati. Ganapati is 4 syllables. Right? So you would add Ganapati's name, right, and offer for each Akshara. So you would say Gum. I believe this is how it would work. Gum Ganapataye Namaha Tarpayami. Nam Ganapataye Namaha Tarpayami. Pam Ganapataye Namaha Tarpayami. And Tim Ganapataye Namaha Tarpayami. Right? So you take the syllables, add Anushwara to them, make a Bija mantra out of it, preface that to Ganapataye, which is Ganapati in the dative case, singular dative case, Chaturthi Vibhakti, and add Namaha Tarpayami. Right? I'm not, that's the way it says here. It seems to be written like that. Then offer 28 Tarpanas using 4 Mula mantras. 4 Mula mantras. So you would say, Gam Ganapataye Namaha, Gam Ganapataye Namaha, Gam Ganapataye Namaha, Gam Ganapataye Namaha, Tarpayami. That's the way it sounds like to me. Then do 4 Tarpanas with Yugma Devatas of 5 Aksharas, Sri Devi and Mahavishnu, Parvati Parameshwara means Parvati and Shiva, Rati and Manmata. Rati is the wife of Manmata, Cupid, the god of, or Kamadev, the god of Cupid, god of love. Bhumi and Varaha, right? Bhudevi and Lord Varaha, and Mahaganapati and Mahalakshmi. Okay, so exactly how to do those Tarpanas he hasn't said. I'll if anybody's really interested in doing this, I doubt whether you are, but if you are, we can figure out exactly how to do this. It says Yukma, but it means Yugma. Yugma Devatas are 6 angles or 6 konas. Kona usually means a point. 2 Parshva Devatas, the 6 konas. Konas means directional. Usually there's more than 6, okay? 2 Parshva Devatas. Parshva means side, each side. So we're talking about directions, sides, 2 Yukma Devatas, 8 Purusha Devatas, 3 Stree Devatas means female Devatas. Okay, so I'm gonna have to look up all these things and see exactly what they are. I'm just doing this off the cuff, so I have to look it up and see what it is. Between these 4 tapanas should be offered using the Mula Mantra for a grand total of 444 tarpana tapanas. Homa Basma can be used as vibhuti. Okay, well that's, okay, Homa means the fire sacrifice, Basma means ash, can be used for vibhuti. Okay, so Smartas, they make the Tripundra, 3 lines on their bodies in different places in the body, like Vaishnavas do the vertical, they do the horizontal tilak using this ash, and it's called vibhuti, the scented ash, and sometimes it's they use homa basma. Actually, there's a whole system of how to actually make that properly, but since we don't use that type of tilak, we don't really care about that. The closest that a Vaishnava will get to that is that if somebody offers it to you, maybe if you're not a really hardcore one-pointed Vaishnava, you might have touch some to your head like that, just as a prasad thing like that. And if it's from a fire sacrifice, then you take the prasad like that by just touching some bhasma to your body, which is of course what the brahmacharis do when they do the Samhita Dana, when they pray for every morning and evening, when they pray to Goddess Saraswati to get intelligence, Mai Medam, Mai Prajam, and they touch different parts of the body with the bhasma, the ash from the fire. So what they do is they take some ash in the shruk, with the shruva you can just touch the coal, and with the shruva, put the shruva into the shruk, and there'll be a little bit of ghee in the bottom of the shruk, and mash it up, and you'll get black, and then you can take that as a bhasma. But here they're talking about vibhuti. So, and can be put in a pit, it is covered with sand. I'm not sure what that means. Okay, and can be put in a place where people do not work. Okay, oh, I see. All right, so if you have ash left over from a holy fire, you should dispose of it like you dispose of other prasadam items, in a place where people don't walk. If one starts the Ganapati Homa for the first time, then it's auspicious to first perform Vigneshwara Puja for Haridra Ganesh. Now, this is what we were getting to, okay? So the Vigneshwara Puja is when we say Ganesh Puja or Ganapati Puja or Mahaganapati Puja, we're talking about a big puja. But when we say Vigneshwara Puja, normally in South India, what we're talking about is that initial simple puja to clear away obstacles to the main puja. So that's normally what we would be doing if we're worshipping Ganesh, doing Vigneshwara Puja. And it says here you should do Vigneshwara to a Haridra Ganesh. The word Haridra in Sanskrit means turmeric. So what they do is they don't take a turmeric root, but they usually take turmeric powder, and you add a little water to it, as much so that you make a little plasticine sort of dough. You make a type of dough, and then you form that dough into a little cone, a little like an incense cone, a small piece of turmeric dough, right? And so it's a bright orange dough, and you just make a small triangular cone, like with a top, and you can even take a red kumkum powder and put it on the top, or you don't have to. Just take a little cone made of turmeric powder dough, and you put that on a leaf or something like, betel leaf or something like that, and you're going to invoke Vigneshwara, this form of Ganapati, in this turmeric icon. Now, if you don't have the turmeric, you don't want to be messy or anything like that, you can get a pugipala. Pugipala means a betel nut, and you can invoke Ganesh into the betel nut. like that. These are all temporary types of deities. So like we know that we have a pot. If we want to install a temporary deity, we can get a pot which represents the body. We can wrap strings on the pot to represent the nerves in the body or the veins. You know, we can put the water inside the pot represents the blood. We put different spices and things inside which represent the internal organs. We can put 5 leaves coming out which represents mango leaves, which are called panchapallava, which represent the 2 hands, the 2 legs, and the genitals. And then we have, on top, we have what we call a Sripala. Sri Vaishnavas call it a Sripala, or other people call tengai or coconut, right? You get a coconut, which is sometimes covered with turmeric, made into an orange coconut with a sika. With that, a lot of times when you buy the coconuts in the West, they don't have but normally where the eyes of the coconut are, normally that piece of coconut hair is left in India over the top, and that's considered to be like the sika, the choti, or the kumudu, the kudumi, or the tuft, like that. So that is the head for the body, which is the coconut, and you also can put charter on it. You can offer different things to it. You can put tilak on it, Vaishnava tilak, or just a red kumkum line or something like that, or you can just put a dot. Right, we put dots on the pot also of chandan, and then on top of the wet chandan you put turmeric, and on top of the turmeric you put a red dot of kumkum. So like that. This is a way to establish a pot like that. So this is a temporary deity. The pot is a temporary deity. This turmeric Ganesh is also a temporary deity. You can also, like when we did Vishwakshena Puja, we had a kurcha, which is a set of number of number of kushagrass stalks, which are tied in a Brahma Granthi with the tips sticking out like that. And the bottom is also, wrapped up or not wrapped up. And then we can invoke a deity temporarily into that of Vishwakshena or some other deity. So here they're using this turmeric Ganesh. It's very, very common, very, very common. So you can use turmeric, or you can use, like I said, a betel nut or whatever. So if in a mantra, if you ever see Haridra Kumkuma, Haridra Bimbam, so something, then you have to change the Sanskrit to Pugipala Bimbam or whatever it is. Whatever you're using as a substitute, you have to mention that sometimes if it's mentioned in the Homa. Okay, so if one's doing Homa every month, then a separate Vigneshwara Puja is not required. Okay, so here it's talking about doing a big Mahaganapati Homa, and so if you were doing it every month on the Shukla Chaturthi or whatever day you're doing it, right? Then you don't have to do a separate Vigneshwara Puja in the beginning. But normally people do Vigneshwara Puja at the beginning of any ceremony. Okay, so let's perform the Upasana of Ganapati, who can fulfill all our wishes and become prosperous. And then he gives, I think this is a prayer or pramanam, I don't know. Anyway, the Ganapati Homa Prayoga differs based on region, obviously in India. And different communities might do it a little bit differently. This Prayoga was written after consulting many pundits in the region called Tamil Nadu. So this is a Tamil Ganesh Puja, like that. So meaning of the mantras. Okay, so there's a mantra, as I said, the Shukla Yajurveda version and the Krishna Yajurveda version. You can use whichever one you like. The Shukla Yajurveda version is Ganananam Tva Ganapati Gum Havamahe Nidinantva Nidipati Gum Havamahe Priyanantva Priyapati Gum Havamahe, etc. And that comes, Rupa Goswami quotes that in his Krishna Dharma Titi. And the South Indian version, or let's say the Krishna Yajurveda version, rather than the Shukla Yajurveda version, is Ganananam Tva Ganapati Gum Havamahe Kavim Kavinam Upamasravastamam Jesharajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Ana Svenvanduti Siddhasadhanam. Right? So that's mentioned here, right? That's mentioned here. And he says, this means we invite the one who is considered to be the wisest of the wise, and the one who is glorious because all characteristics reside in him, and the one who is of prime importance amongst kings, and the Lord of Ganas, and the one who is the Lord of all mantras. Please come to us by listening to our prayers and be present in the seat during this karma, right? Okay, So then there is some other mantras mentioned here. And I'm not sure what that is. I'll have to look that up. Please treat the small dakshina that I offer at your feet as equivalent to all dakshinas considered. Okay. Sumukaya namaha. Okay. So they're just they're giving all the mantras for this Vigneshwara Puja in short here. So here are the 16 names that they use for Ganapati in the puja when they do Namarchana. Part of the puja in South India normally is that you praise the deity with different names of the deity. And as I said before, I said for Vaishnavas, if you don't know all these different names of different deities and you just want to get it on, you can please all these deities because they're all devotees of Lord Narayana, of Lord Krishna. So you can please them all by just saying the names of Lord Keshava, Narayana, Madhava, Govinda. That's it, if you don't know these names. But more authentically, if you want to do it with the actual names of the deity, here they've listed these names of the deity, and here they've given the meaning of the different names. So Om Sumukaya Namaha, Om Ekirantaya Namaha, Om Kapilaya Namaha, Om Gajakarnakaya Namaha, Om Lambodharaya Namaha, Om Vikataya Namaha, Om Vignarajaya Namaha, Om Vinayakaya Namaha, Om Dhumaketave Namaha, Om Ganadhyakshaya Namaha, Om Palachandraya Namaha, Om Gajananaya Namaha, Om Vakritundaya Namaha, Om Surpakanaya Namaha, Om Herambaya Namaha, Om Skandapurvajaya Namaha. Okay? And then there's a mantra after that, Vakritunda Mahakaya, Kodisuri Samaprabha, Nirvignam Kurume Deva, Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. They just give the first mantra and the first word and the last words. Okay, which means Vinayaka, one who has a twisted trunk. Now, one with a huge body, one who is as bright as million suns. I pray to you to ensure there are no obstacles in all that I do. Okay, it's very interesting. This particular thing he mentioned here, one with a twisted trunk. Now, the trunk of a Ganesh deity can be twisted one way or the other way. In South India, in North India, they don't usually make such a big deal out of this, but there are two types of Ganapatis in South India. One with the trunk curling to the left and one with the trunk curling to the right. The one with the trunk curling to the left is called Ilam Puri Vinayaka. The one with the trunk curling to the left is called Velampuri Vinayaka. This is in Tamil. And there are slightly different rules for worshipping these two different types of Ganapatis. Okay, so that's okay, but we won't go into that yet. If anybody wants to know the benefits and how difficult it is and which one to worship and which one you've got, then we can talk about it some other day. Okay, so then he gives this mantra, Idam Vishnu Vichakrame Tredarinanetadam Samudamasya Pagum Sure, right? Sure or Sule, depends on what here they've written Sure, but it's actually should be there's a Vedic letter called La, which should be there. Anyway, Mahavishnu took a Trivikram avatar and divided the world into three parts: one foot on the earth, another in Antariksha, means outer space, and another one in Swargaloka, heaven. The one world subsists on the dust. The whole world subsists on the dust that's settled in Mahavishnu's feet. Okay, so that's the next mantra. The next mantra is Idam imam me varunashridi havadya chimiriha twamavasya chiketa payami brahmana vandamana stida aste yajamano habibbihi ahedamano gananiha buddhim pramochi. Anyway, goes on. This is a mantra from Sandhya Vandana, actually. It's used as a valediction for evening Gayatri by Krishna Yajurvedis. Okay, so this is a prayer to Varuna. Varuna, please make me comfortable because of the prayers. I pray to you with a wish to be protected. We seek protection by means of the Havir. Havir means what we offer into the fire of this Homa. I surrender to you to seek perfection. In a Homa, normally you'll have Pranita Patra, or Prokshana Patra, and you invoke Varuna in the Patra with water in it. And so they're praying to Varuna here. Okay. Anagyata. Okay, this is what we call Shamashwarpana Stotra. that means prayer for forgiveness of offenses, right? So you'll say this. There are so many at the end of a homa that you say to Agni and to the devatas that please forgive me for any mistakes that I made. Then Purusha Samhita Jayati. I'm not quite sure about that. Something. It's another prayer for forgiveness of offenses. Saptate Agni is a typical prayer at the end of fire ceremonies. Okay. Talking about the 7 tongues of the fire, 7 mantras, 7 places, 7 hotas. Okay. All right. So Agnenaya Supatarayasman is the last verse from Isopanishad, right? So he gives that there. Then Namaste Garapatyaya, that's also offering respects to the different types of Agni that are there in the sacrifice. Garapatya is the home fire, and Ahavaniya. There's this different types of Vedic fires. Okay, so I think we went into that a little bit when we talked about samskaras the other day. Okay, so then about Briyat Sama, chanting the Briyat Sama, Kalasashya Mukhe Vishnu. Now he's talking about now that he's going in order. So there are some other prayers here that they use for Kalasha Puja, which they do instead of, which is very simple Punyavachanam for making holy water before you start. What I'm going to do is, I think these are just the explanations of the mantras and what they mean. So we're going to skip down and look at till we get to actually where we start the puja. Okay, so here we start the puja. This is Mahaganapati Homa Prayoga. In the morning, perform the Shnana and other Nitya Karmas. That means take bath and do Sanyavandana. And if necessary, as a Grihasta, you have to do the Upasana Homa like that. If you don't know how, if you don't do Upasana Homa, then that's fine. Just do Sanyavandana and your take bath and do Sanyavandana, which means at least do morning Sanyavandana. Having finished those, perform the Homa with a pure mind. The Vadya means the priest is going to, because normally there'll be a priest and there'll be a sponsor called a Yajamana, the person who wants to do this, and he'll engage a priest to help him to do this. So he gives the Vedic mantra here. What I'll do is I'm in the process now. I'll take all these mantras. The explanation is pretty much there in English, but I'll go through it. I'll edit it. I'll put it up, and I'll go through all the mantras and put them into Roman script for those of you who don't read Devanagari. And then later on, if you really want to know these Vedic mantras correctly or whatever it is like that, we can get some audios, just like we did with Vishaksena Puja. We can get some audios of, I don't know that I have a video of somebody doing this, but I will search and see if I can do that also. And then I will make a very simplified version of it like I did with Vishaksena Puja. Okay, having recited this, accept the Pavitra from the Vadya. And so after the Vadya chants this starting mantra, right, which is a typical way to start. And then he says at the end, Dear Gayushamastu, which means he blesses the patron, at the very beginning. He blesses the patron, the Yajamana, the sponsor, to have a long life. Then he gives him a Pavitra, which is a kushagrass ring made of 2 darbas. Darba means kushagrass blade. A blade of kushagrass is called a darba. It's generally a colloquial term in Sanskrit for the blade of kushagrass, darba. So 2 darbas, two when you're doing pitrikarya, which means tarpana, like on today Amavasya, you have to do tarpana for your ancestors, right? Anything to do with the ancestors, right? Any funerals or anything, apara prayoga, which goes on after death. That all has to be done with 3 blades of kushagrass, right? And 2 is for auspicious ones like marriage and other samskaras and whatever else, whatever other pujas, daily puja also. And you make that kushagrass ring and you wear it on the ring finger. When you're doing achaman, you have to take it off. I don't know if you know that, okay? Doing achaman and pranayam, you have to take it off because you're touching your mouth and you're touching your nose, and it will make the kushagrass ring impure. So you have to take it off. When you take off the Kushagrass ring, you put it on the top of your right earlobe. The right ear, it contains the holy rivers, so that will keep it all fresh. That will keep it pure. Okay, so anytime you're doing anything in a puja which is a little messy, take your Kushagrass ring off, put it on your right ear, and you can continue on. Okay, and then put it back on again once you've washed your hands or purified yourself. Right, if you want to sneeze or whatever it is, take it off, put it on your ear, and then put it back on again. It goes on the ring finger of the right hand. Some people put it on the ring finger of both hands. That's fine. You can also do that, right? But normally just the ring finger of the right hand. So the Vadya or the priest, the Brihaspati or the Purohit, is going to give the sponsor this ring at this point, and he's going to ask him to wear it. Now, when he wears it the first time, when he first wears it, right, he's supposed to take 2 extra small pieces, 2 extra or 4 extra small pieces of Kushagrass, and also wrap that around his finger with the 2 ends sticking out from here. And after he does pranayam, he takes it off and throws that away, right? Because I don't know for what reason. That's maybe that gets impure or whatever it is. Okay, so anyway, so we'll see what he says about that like that. So then now we come to this. This is usually called Sabha Anugya. Here he calls it Sabha Vandanam. Sabha means the association, or the whoever's there is the Sabha. Is another word for Sabha in Sanskrit is Gosti. So we have a bunch of people around, a bunch of Brahmins who are also there to lend auspiciousness to the ceremony, or Vaishnavas, and they're called the Sabha. They're the assembled devotees, right? All glories to the assembled devotees. Okay, so the assembled devotees are called Sabha, like that. So the prayer to the Sabha is that the sponsor and the priest, they want to pray to the assembled devotees to give them permission to do the ceremony. So that is called here Sabha Vandanam. It's also called, normally people call it Sabha Anugya. Anugya means get permission from the Sabha. Okay, so this is a very, very common Om Namah Sarase, Namah Sarasas Patayes, Namasakinam, Proghanam, Chakshuse, Proghanam, Chakshuse, Namo Dive, Namah Prativye. Anyway, it goes on. Okay, and at the end, you say Sarvebhyo Brahmanebhyo Namaha, and Vaishnavas we should say also Sarvebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namaha. All of the Brahmins and all of the Vaishnavas, I offer my obeisances to them. And when we do that, we should take some akshata, which is of course rice mixed with turmeric, a little bit like that, and we just throw it on everybody after saying the auspicious mantras. Having recited, put some akshatas on some Brahmins and do namaskaram to them. Yeah. So properly after we do this, we should do sastanga pranams. You can get your sponsor to also sastanga pranams to the assembled Vaishnavas. Place the pavitra on the right ear and perform achamana twice. See what I said? So you're going to say achaman now. So put the pavitra on the right ear, say achaman twice. Then wear the pavitra again and light the lamp in the Swami Sannidhi. Swami Sannidhi means that if you're in the house of somebody, they will have a deity room, and in their deity room, you'll have a standing lamp, and you can light the lamp at that time if it's not already lit. If it's in a temple, it should also already be lit, but in case it's not lit, you light it again, or you might put another wick in there and light another wick, like that. Take 2 mangala coconuts, which have been smeared with turmeric, in 2 hands, and do namaskaram to the deity in the house or the deity in the temple, right? Take them in 2 hands and do sastanga pranam, means dandavat pranams with these 2 in your hands. Do namaskaram also to elders. So for any elder people there, your elder relatives or other people who are elders, you have to also offer respects to them. Now, just remember, this is a smarta ritual that we're reading here. So there's a lot, some of these things are done a little differently by Vaishnavas, or some of them are left out by Vaishnavas, but the smartas, they'll take it to the full extent of the complexity here. Anugya, taking permission. Okay, so he's got even a separate statement here, asking for permission, and it'll be in the form like a sankalpa. So a sankalpa, of course, is a vow. I'm going to do this, but before you say that you're going to do something, you also want to ask permission. Can I do something first? So in this particular set of prayers here, he is not only going to do something later on with but he's going to ask permission to do those things. So I'll translate this. I'll put it in Roman so everybody we can go through it again. The Brahmanas will reply, right? Because if you're going to ask for consent from all these Brahmanas and Vaishnavas, then they should have something to reply. So in prayogas, there'll be something called a vachanam. A vachanam means something which is spoken by the priest or by the sponsor, a question, right? Like when the sponsor chooses a priest and he chooses the priest assistants, the Ritvik priests, when he chooses them, he'll have a vachanam to say. He'll have something he has to say. Now, normally when you have a sponsor doesn't know what to say, and he certainly might not know Sanskrit. So what you're going to do is you're going to either say it for him, or you're going to prompt him by giving it to him in single words for him to repeat, or little phrases for him to repeat. So you might have him repeat. You might say Bhagavaneva, and he says Bhagavaneva, Swaniyamya, Swarupasthiti, like that. And he repeats along with you. And then at the end of that, normally what I do is to have people say word by word, and then at the end of it, you say the whole thing quickly straight through. If they don't want to do that, if you want to cut it short, then you just say the mantra and have the sponsor do the action. Okay, so he's asked for assent. The thing that comes back, the answer, right? The question is called a vachana. The answer is called a prativachana. So you'll see this in prayogas, the vachana and prativachana. So there's a vachana where the person asks the question, can I have permission to do this? And all the Brahmins will say, Tathastu, let it be so. They'll give some prativachana, some answer saying, yes, you can do it. So here, Yogyata Siddhirastu. Yogyata Siddhirastu, let there be perfection. Let it be perfectly done. Is what he has the Brahmanas say back. Let it be perfectly done. Please do it perfectly. Okay, good. Like that. So then now you got permission to do it. Now begins the Vigneshwara Puja. Sit down on an asana and take akshata in your hands. So take a little bit of akshata in your hands, right? In your hand. It doesn't have to be both hands, just the right hand. You can just take a little bit of akshata in your hand like that and make some fists and tap your head 6 times. This is the Smarta system. The Vaishnava system would just be to hold your hands like this in prayer and say the mantra. We know this mantra from before, right? Shuklam Bharadhanam Vishnum Shashi Varnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vigno Pashantaye. Okay, so that is pronounced, and that's the way everything starts. Now we have the Sankalpa comes next, right? So the Sankalpa for this particular Vigneshwara Puja, which is the simple puja, Om Bhuhu, Om Bhuvaha, Ogam Suvaha, Om Maha, Om Janaha, Om Tapaha, Ogam Satyam, Om Tatsavare Inyam Bargodeva Siddhimahi Yoyona Prachodayati, Om Apojo Tir Samritam Brahma Bhor Bhavasvarom. And I think he's mentioned it here because he's mentioned that mantra here because that's the pranayama mantra. So he does the pranayama, right? And then, so Achmana, Shuklam Bharadhanam Vishnum, pranayamaha, and Achmana is usually done twice, right? Then Shuklam Bharadhanam Vishnum. Then pranayamaha is done 3 times usually, 3 times breathing in, holding and breathing out, like that. Normally starting with breathing out and then breathing in, then holding, then breathing out. And I think I'm not sure if we went over pranayama before, but anyway, we'll go over it again in detail if people want to know exactly how to do pranayama in a ritual. Okay, so here is the Sankalpa. Mamupata samasta duritakshaya dwara Shri Parameshwara Prityatam Tadeva Lagnam Suritam Tadeva Tarabalam Chandrabalam Tadeva. Those of you who are astrologers probably understand what Tarabalam and Chandrabalam is. Tadeva. Vidyabalam Daiva Balam Tadeva Lakshmi Pate Tengri Yugam Smarami. Karishyamanasya Karmanaha Avignena. This is interesting that he says Avignena here. Parisamapyatam Ado Vigneshwara Pujam Karishye. Okay, so now we don't need to say it in a. This Sankalpa is of course a smarter Sankalpa. I'll give, when I write this out, I'll give a Vaishnava version also. right? All we really need, we don't need this whole part in the beginning here, but we need from Karishyamanasya. Just like we saw with Vishwaksena Puja, we had before, Karishyamanasya, Karmanaha, Nirvignena Parisamaptyatam Ado Shri Vishwaksena Pujam Karishye, right? Was the sankalpa or the vow that we made in Vishwaksena Puja. Here, we also have the same thing. Karishyamanasya, Karmanaha, right? The act that we're going to do, right? And he says, avignena, avignena. Vigna means, again, obstacles. Avigna means no obstacles, right? So what we want is no obstacles. Normally people say nirvignena, without obstacles. Avignena means no obstacles. Nirvignena means without obstacles. Let there be no obstacles, right? Ado, thus, Vigneshwara, the form of Ganesh, right, in the turmeric. Vigneshwara Pujam Karishye. I will do, right? After the sankalpa, and during the sankalpa, we hold that akshata in the hand, on top of the other hand, on top of the left hand, on top of the right knee, at right angles. Let me show you, like that. Can either be like this, with it inside, or if you've got the akshata in there, you hold your fist and put it on the other hand, right, like that. Right hand on top of the left, at right angles, on top of the right knee. Yeah? Okay, now at the end, when you finish saying Karishye, right, and I think we discussed this before, that there are two words for I will do. One is Karishye, which means I will do, and one is Karishyami, which also means I will do. And if people are very specifically want to say, the priest wants to say I will do on behalf of somebody else, on behalf of my sponsor, he can say Karishyami, whereas if you're doing it for yourself, you always say Karishye. Now, normally everybody says Karishye, because that's the way it's written always in the prayogas. But some people might want to say Karishyami if they're in the habit of doing it for other people. If they're a priest and they're offering puja for other people, they might want to do that. Normally there's no real difference grammatically between Karishye and Karishyami. So don't worry about it too much. It's just a technicality. Discard the akshatas to the north. Okay, so what are we doing? We're sitting down and we're facing east. Also, when the Vadya or the Brihaspati, the Purohit, gives the Kushagrass ring to the sponsor, and he gives him these other Kushagrass rings, little blades of Kushagrass that he holds around the ring when he first does the pranayama and everything, and then discards them. He also gives him 2 or 4 small pieces of Kushagrass, right, that he doesn't put around his finger, but he puts under his right knee. And that is supposed to be his Kushagrass asana. So if you don't have Kushagrass asanas, or even if you do have Kushagrass asanas, this is what they do. They put a couple of pieces of Kushagrass underneath them sitting on the floor, and that's considered to be your Darbashvinaha, they say. It's your Darba asana. That's your Kusha asana that you're sitting on. Okay, so you take the akshatas from your sankalpa. If you do sankalpa without akshata or flowers or whatever it is inside your fist, then you can just turn your hand over and pour some water through your hand at the end of the karishye, at the end of the sankalpa. You can pour it into a plate, or you can just pour it on the floor. If you do have akshatas in your hand, then he says, dispose of them to the north. Now, if you're facing east, right, which you should be, right, you're facing east. Usually we face east or north. These are better auspicious directions. If you're facing east, or if you made that direction a temporary east, which I think we covered in another class, then you dispose them to the north. So the north is over to on your left side. Over on your left side. So your right hand has got akshatas in it. You put it over on your left side to the north. That's what he says here. Some people also, if there's a pot there or deity there or whatever it is, they place it at the feet of the deity. Right? Because why? Because the sankalpa is a vow. We're making a vow to that deity that we're going to do this puja of you. So we'll submit that akshata, which has the potency of the vow in it, at the feet of the deity, like surrendering to the feet of the deity. Yeah. So, and then the instruction, apa upasprisya, take some water. Apa upasprisya. Whenever you hear this in a ceremony, apa upasprisya. Usually they say this in a homa when they're doing parisechanam, or when you're doing parisechanam is when you eat a meal. When you do brahma bhojanam, you have to put water around something. So apa means water, and upasprisya means just to sprinkle. So sprinkle water. Apa upasprisya. Apa upasprisya. You take some water with the udarni. Now udarni means a spoon. The spoon that goes in a panchapatra, that's an udarni. Little spoon for saying achman, right? So that spoon, right? And take some water with the udarni and wash the hands. So as I said before, you take some water and put it in the right hand and pour it out through the tips of the fingers, through the Devatirtha, and you can pour it on the ground or pour it into a plate if you don't want to be messy, right? Okay. So with haldi powder, or we covered this above, but with turmeric, right? Turmeric powder and some water, make a small Ganesh vigraha. Vigraha means the same as murti, it means a form. And then start the puja. Always use mangalakshatas, smeared with haldi. Okay, so whatever you use in the puja, whatever things that you use, you can put a little, you can make some liquid turmeric, a little bit of liquid, sort of liquidy turmeric, and you can touch it on things like that. If you have chandan, sanopaisi, same thing. These two, chandan, kumkum, and turmeric are considered to be very auspicious. They lend auspiciousness to things, so putting a little dot of these things on things makes them more auspicious. Then, with your hands folded in pranam mudra, anjali mudra or pranam mudra, you can then say the prayer for meditating on Vigneshwara Ganesh. Yeah. So here it's given in the South Indian, the Krishna Yajurveda version. Om Ganananam Tva Ganapatigum Havamahe Kavim Kavinam Upamasravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anasrinvan Nutivissira Sadhanam. Right? And people will say after that, Shri Mahaganapate Namaha or Gam Ganapate Namaha. They'll say something like that after that. He hasn't said that here. And then he said, Om Bhurbhavaswarom, Om Bhurbhavasuvaha Om. Yeah. And Asmin Haridra Bimbe, Vigneshwaram Dhyayami. So Asmin means this. Haridra Bimbe, Bimba means Murti or Vigraha or deity, right? The form, right? Bimba means the form, right? Bimba means form. When we look in a mirror, there's where the bimba. In the mirror, we see what is called a pratibimba, reflection. So bimba means a form. So there's a form in the mirror that's called a reflection. That's called a pratibimba. And just like we had the vachana and the prativachana, the question and the answer, right? So we also have a bimba and a pratibimba. So here we have a bimba. This is the form of the deity and the little form of turmeric Ganesh. So in this turmeric Ganesh, I meditate that Vigneshwara, Lord Ganesh, is situated in this turmeric Ganesh. Yeah? So now I'm going to put some akshata on top of him, and I'm going to meditate that I'm calling him, Ganesh, to come and reside within the turmeric Ganesh. Now, because it's a very simple puja, and it's a very preliminary puja, we're not going to probably have any very significant form of prana pratishtha, like we saw with Raman Bhatta when he was doing the complicated Vishwaksena puja. He did some more elaborate invoking with mudras and of Vishwaksena. But here it's going to be very, very simple. Vigneshwaram avahiyami. Avahiyami means please come. I call you. I call you. Avahana means to come. Avahiyami means I cause you to come. I want you to come. Yeah? Vigneshwaram avahiyami. And just put some akshara on top. Gently place some aksharas on top of Ganesh. Turmeric Ganesh. Focus your mind on the thought that with the word of ahiyami, Ganesh will enter into the turmeric Ganesh, the Ganesh Vigraha. The mind should be focused on the steps of puja, and no errant thoughts, speech, or actions should be entertained. Okay, so the next thing is he's going to use this Mula mantra, Vigneshwaraya Namaha. Om Vigneshwaraya Namaha. You can use Gam Ganapate Namaha as you like, whatever Mula mantra you want to do. Okay. I was just reading the chat. All right. So, what happens? So, Vigneshwaraya Namaha Asanam Samarpayami. Saying this, put some akshatas, place some akshatas. Again, rice with turmeric. When placing the akshatas on the bimba, it should be done with humility. The hands should be held with palm upwards and should be offered with the fingertips. Right? This is a little detail here. Not everybody's going to follow this. It should not be thrown on the vigraha. So just offer like nicely. When offering water with samarpayami in the next offerings, take water with the udarni, that spoon from the Panchapatra, and pour it into another discard vessel. So you have to have what's called visarjaniya patra. A patra is a vessel. Visarjani means throw away. Visarjana means to valedict the Lord, means to send him away. So when we send away, if we have anything that we want to send away, we put it in the trash. We put it in the garbage. So that visarjaniya patra is for the leftover offering. After we offer some water, we throw it in there. That way we don't get water all over the place. Especially if you get water on a turmeric ganesh, he's going to dissolve. So just offer the water and then throw it away in the throw-out pot. We call it a throw-out pot or visarjani. In Tamil, it's called pela. Okay, pela. Okay, so then saying this, some akshatas, okay. When offering water, okay. Okay, so next we're going to offer water for washing his feet, which is padyam. So padyam samarpayami. Take an udarni or a spoonful of water closer to the feet of the turmeric ganesh to wash them and then pour it into the throw-out pot. Then argyam samarpayami. Right now, it's interesting. Argyam is water for washing the hands, right? Padyam is water for washing the feet, normally. And argyam is normally for washing the hands. Some people can also sprinkle it over the head. It's just basically you offer some water to the guest, and whatever he wants to do with it, he can do. But normally washing the hands. And sometimes we say specifically, Padayoho padyam samarpayami. I offer for the 2 feet, to wash the 2 feet, padya. Hastayoho argyam samarpayami. I offer for washing the 2 hands, argya. Okay, so, and then mukhe, to the mouth, I offer achamaniya. Mukhe achamaniyam samarpayami. Here they've just put padya argya achamana samarpayami. Right, they didn't put Padayoho, Hastayoho, or Mukhe. They didn't put that. But you can put that if you want to make it a little bit more fancy. Okay, so there are always these 3 things. Wash hands, mouth, feet. Hands, mouth, feet, right? Wash hands, mouth, feet. But what order do we do them in? The Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, they normally do wash hands, then feet, then mouth. The Smarta Sampradaya, and also in North India with the Gaudiya Sampradaya, they're normally washing feet, then hands, then mouth. Okay, so so just like when you go to somebody's house, also if you go to a Brahmin's house like that, they want you to wash your feet and hands and mouth before you come in the house. So some people they have water outside and they give you a pot of water and they say, okay, wash your hands, mouth, and feet before you come in the house. So you have to pour water from the pot. You pour water on your feet from the pot. Now there's a rule actually. You're not supposed to wash your feet with the other foot. You're not supposed to scrub your foot. I see a lot of devotees do this. Scrub your one foot with the other foot. You're not supposed to do that. That's not supposed to be done. So you're actually supposed to be washing it with your hands. So you wash your feet, right? After you wash your feet, you wash your hands. And after you wash your hands, right, then you can sip some water and wash your mouth like that. But after washing your feet, you can't wash your mouth with the same water that you wash your feet with. That's another rule. So what you're supposed to do is if you don't have another pot of water, you're supposed to throw some water out of that water of your pot before you sip the water. So wash your feet with your hands, then wash your hands, then put some water out so that the first water that you use after you wash your hands and feet goes out to waste, and then you can take water to sip it. That's the proper way to do it. Okay, so now this Padya Argya Achmaniya or Argya Padya Achmaniya, the way it's offered is the Sri Vaishnava system is they offer Argya for water for washing the hands first. It makes more sense to wash the feet first, then the hands, and then the mouth. But the Sri Vaishnava, somehow they do it a different way. They do Argya first, because Argya is usually when a guest comes, the first thing you do is you offer them arghya. Then you say, okay, now I can wash your feet and mouth. But some people think another way. Okay, so when we offer water to wash the mouth, arghya, water to wash the hands, arghya, we only offer it one time, one spoonful. When we offer water to wash the feet, because there's 2 feet, right, we offer 2 spoonfuls. When we offer water to wash the mouth, we give 3 spoonfuls. 3 spoonfuls. Okay? So when Sri Vaishnavas do it, they do Arghya Padya Achmani, and that means 1, 2, and 3 spoonfuls in that order. When in North Indian Gaudiyas and other people, Smartas, when they do Padya Arghya, then Achmaniya, so they're going to go 2, 1, 3. This is all very complicated stuff, but this is how you do it. These are the technicalities. All right, so then that's Padya Arghya and Achmaniya done. Padyam Samapayami, Arghya Samapayami, Achmaniya Samapayami, and each time you do it, you throw the excess water into the pot, into the throw-out pot. After that, the next thing is bath. So you're going to say Shnanam Samarpayami. Some people make that shorter and they say Shnapayami. Shnapayami is the same as Shnanam Samarpayami. Okay, we take some nudarani of water and sprinkle some water on the bimba. You don't want to pour too much water on it because it's going to melt. It's a little piece of turmeric clay. It's going to melt. Okay. Then after the bath, that's the bath. Shnanam Samarpayami. After the bath, we want to offer some achamana to the Ganesh, to Vigneshwara. And so we're going to offer a second achamana. Some people call this puna achamana. Puna achamana means I offer achamana again. So they can say puna achamana, achamaniyam samarpayami, or as it's said here in this particular prayogam, they say snana anantaram achamaniyam samarpayami. Snana anantaram means simply after the bath. Snana anantaram. Anantaram means after. Snana means bath. Achamaniyam samarpayami. Snana anantaram achamaniyam samarpayami. Okay. So then, same thing. We're going to throw that out and throw out vessel. Then he's going to offer some clothes to Ganesh. After bath, you put on some clothes, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to offer akshata in place of offering clothes, right? So a lot of times you'll see this. Upavitaratam akshatan samapayami, vastaratam akshatan samapayami, abaranatam akshatan samapayami. Wherever you see akshatan samapayami, it means in the place of whatever I said before, I'm offering akshata. Because I don't have clothes, I don't have a Brahmin thread, I don't have jewels and everything, decorations to give to Ganesh. It's just, I want to honor him in that way, but I'm just going to offer akshata as a substitute. So akshata can be used as a substitute. Other things that you can use as a substitute are flowers, flower petals, sometimes kumkum. There's different things with different deities and different pujas you can use as substitutes. Akshata is a good substitute for all these things. So, Vastratan Akshatan Samarpayami, right? Offer some akshata on Ganesh as in the place of clothing. Upavitartam. Upavita means the Brahmin thread, sacred thread. Akshatan Samarpayami. I'm going to offer in the place of the Yagapavita. Abaranatam Akshatan Samarpayami. I'm going to offer in the place of jewelry or in the place of decorations. I'm going to offer a little bit of akshata. Yes? Okay. After that's all over, we say Gandan Darayami. We can also say Gandan Samarpayami. Or we can just say Ganda Samarpayami. Right? Gandan would be plural. Means more than one dab of chandan, of sandalwood paste. So if we take some sandalwood paste and we dab it on the turmeric Ganesh, and we say Gandan Darayami. Darayami means I smear you with sandalwood paste. Right? If I say Samarpayami, I'm offering it to you. But if I say Darayami, I'm actually smearing it on you, right? So you can say Samarpayami, you can say Darayami, it's okay. It's up to you. In the beginning, we're offering all the different services to a deity. We say Samarpayami, Samarpayami, Samarpayami. But afterwards, we can use some slightly more technical words for these things. See, like Mahanaivedyam Nivedayami. I feed you. I feed you the food instead of I just offer you the food, right? So, okay, so here, Gandan Dharayami. I'm smearing on you the sandalwood paste, right? So just take it with the ring finger, take a dab of the sandalwood paste and put it on turmeric Ganesh with the ring finger of the right hand. Correct. Okay. Then Gandasyopari Haridra Kumkuma Churnam, some people say, Samarpayami. So Gandasyopari, Upari means above, right? Ganda means the sandalwood paste. So on top of the sandalwood paste, I'm going to put Haridra Kumkumam. I'm going to put turmeric and I'm going to put kumkum, right? So what you do is what you should do is when you have your puja samagris, your ingredients for the puja, you have wet sandalwood paste and you have dry kumkum and dry turmeric. So what you do is you take a dab of wet turmeric paste, sandalwood paste, touch it to the little cone turmeric Ganesh, and he'll get a wet blob of turmeric wet blob of sandalwood paste on him, like a little wet dot, and then dip your wet finger in the turmeric powder and get some turmeric and put some turmeric powder on that wet sandalwood paste, and then take some kumkum red powder and put that on top, and it'll stick. The powder will always stick to the wet surface of the what do you call it? Sandalwood paste, right? Okay, so Gandasyopari on top, Haridra Kumkumam Samarpayami, I offer on top. Then some people say Churnam because they know they're putting on a powder on top of the wet sandalwood paste. So they say Gandasyopari, Haridra Kumkuma Churnam Samarpayami, like that. Then put some kumkum and chanda and turmeric on top with the ring finger of the right hand. Then offer some akshada to the deity, akshada samarpayami. So whatever else you can think of in your mind you're offering to him, you can think of as in the form of akshada, and just put some akshada on the deity. Akshatan samarpayami. Then pushpamalam samarpayami. Here it says pushpamalam samarpayami. You can offer a garland. What I would suggest is, instead of pushpamalam samarpayami, which is what they say here, you say pushpamalam akshatan. In the form of akshata, I'm offering you a garland. I don't have a garland for this little turmeric Ganesh. So I'm just going to offer some akshata to him, and I'm going to meditate that I'm offering as a substitute for a garland. Okay, so then he says offer a garland here in flowers. Pushpe pujayami. Now we come to the part where we're going to offer flowers or petals. Sometimes if it's a Vishnu deity, we're going to offer tulasi, right? If it's a goddess, we can offer kumkum sometimes, right? This is the namachana, or the worship of the Lord with the names of the Lord, right? So say this with offering loose flowers with 16 plus 1, 17 names below, saying each name, offer flower with humility. It should be offered with the fingertips with the palms facing upwards. So you take a flower and you take it like this and you offer it. You offer it like that. But a lot of people, they just do it like that. So they're being very specific here. They want everybody to do it in a very beautiful way, nice way. Flowers should not be thrown. In most cases, people are doing this very quickly and they're thrown. Do not untie a garland for these flowers. Do not take apart the flower and offer its petals. Okay, so these are smartas. They've got some ideas, some rules. They don't want you to use a flower garland and take flowers off it. And they don't want you to just use petals. They want you to offer flowers. Now, a lot of times you don't have flowers. So if you don't have flowers, then instead of breaking the flower as you do it, before you start, break the flower into petals and put it on a plate of separated petals. So you're not breaking it off as you go. Even then, when you go to many temples in India, you'll see they get it, they just break it off. They take the flower and they break it up and they offer a little bit, because they'll have to offer thousands of names sometimes. 1,000 names, 108 names. Here, this is 16 or 17 names. So we'll just run through them again. Om Sumukaya Namaha. Om Ekadantaya Namaha. Om Kapilaya Namaha. Om Gajakarnakaya Namaha. Om Lambodharaya Namaha. Om Vikataya Namaha. Om Vigneshwaraya Namaha. Om Vinayakaya Namaha. Om Dhumaketave Namaha. Om Ganajakshaya Namaha. Om Palachandraya Namaha. Om Gajananaya Namaha. Om Vakratundaya Namaha. Om Surpakanaya Namaha. Om Herambaya Namaha. Om Skanda Purvajaya Namaha. Om Siddhi Vinayakaya Namaha. Siddhi Vinayakaya being the last name here. The idea is we want to get perfection by worshipping Vinayaka. And then just to say what we're offering to him, we say, Nana Vida Parimala Patra Pushpani Samarpayami. So all of these beautiful smelling, different variegated fruits, flowers and leaves, we are offering to you. Patra and Pushpa means, Patram Pushpam Talam Toyam, right? Means leaves and flowers, right? Parimala means beautiful fragrance. They have a beautiful fragrance. Nanavida means variegated. So these variegated leaves and leaves and flowers of great fragrances we're going to offer to you. So again, Nanavida Parimala Patra Pushpani Samarpayami. You can watch this video again when I make the translation of all these things into Roman script so you can understand it. Offer arul grass, this short grass that we offer to Ganapati is usually they take a bunch of it and tie it up with the grass itself and make these little bundles of grass which you can then offer to the Ganesh deity, or in this case a turmeric Ganesh. Offering arul grass to Vigneshwara is auspicious. It should be offered in twos and not singles. Okay, so they have some idea that you should have two bundles of this and offer to Ganesh, not just one. Okay, that's their rule. Drupa Deepartam Akshatan Samarpayami. So instead of offering, we saw with Raman Butter, I think that he didn't offer maybe incense, but he did offer a lamp at the end. But Dupa and Deepa were offered simply with Akshata, right? So because this is not the main puja, we're not going to actually offer, we don't actually have to offer real incense and real lamp. We just can offer in the form of Akshata. Dupa Deepa Artam Akshatan Samarpayami, because we want to get this over with quickly. Put some Akshata on the Devata, the turmeric Ganesh. For Naivedya or the food offering, break a coconut and offer its two halves after removing the tuft. So you have a coconut, sometimes they cover it with turmeric, right? And put some kumkum on it. And then it's got this sika, it's got this tuft, right? So what you do is you have to take the tuft off first, then crack the coconut, right? And the way to crack the coconut on a puja is that you have a dish, a deep dish or a bowl, and you have a heavy sort of a machete type thing, or a steel rod, you know, like a crowbar, and you hold the coconut in your left hand. With the right hand, then you hit that and crack it. The other way to do it is you have a stone and you crack it on a stone, just hit it really hard and crack it, and it'll break in half, and it'll wash the coconut as you break it. The water will wash it over the bowl to hold the bowl. Be very careful with coconut water, because coconut water in fact stains dhotis and cotton very badly. So just be careful when you crack it open. It's washed itself. They place one half inside the other half. So break it open, place one half inside the other half, and put a flower in it or something like that. Maybe put some tulsi on it if you're offering it to Vishnu. Then put it in front of the deity. Okay. And then if you're offering bananas, you should never offer a single banana. This is true. Most people do not do that. They take at least two bananas, these two small bananas, and make a break in the skin of the banana. You don't have to peel the banana completely. Just take the tip of the banana and break it. Take the tip of the other banana and break it. Put it there. Two bananas. And then you will do normal Brahmana Bhojana type offering. Om Bhurbhava Suvaha. And sprinkle water around, right? And then sprinkle water on the offering. With Gayatri. Then you say Deva Savada Prasuvaha, right? Again, and go around with water, right? And then if it's before noon, or I think even before 2 o'clock or 4 o'clock or something like that, you have to say Satyam Tvatena Parisinchami. If it's after that, if it's in the evening or something like that, you say Vratam Tvachena Parisinchami. Okay, I will make sure to note that when I write out the prayoga. And then offer some water for him to sip before he eats. Om Amrito Pastaramasi. This is the nectar which first goes in, and then on top, the food goes, and then nectar on top, like that. So then offer the food with using either the Pranahuti mudras or simply the Grasa mudra. Sri Vaishnavas use this mudra for offering the food, like that. Otherwise, you can offer with the 5 Pranahutis: Prana, Apana, Vyana, Udana, and Samana, right? That's the normal system in Haribhakti Vilas and also in Smarta Vidhi in South India. So, and say the mantras, following mantras: Om Pranaya Swaha, Om Apanaya Swaha, Om Dhyanaya Swaha, Om Udanaya Swaha, Om Samanaya Swaha, Om Brahmane Swaha. Yeah. That's the normal Smarta method, like that. It's the same as that when you take a full meal and you're doing Brahma Bhojanam, same mantras basically. Okay, so then we say Vigneshwaraya Namaha. Narikela Kandadvayam. Narikela Kandadvayam means what? Narikela is a coconut. Kanda means 2 halves. So Dvayam means 2, Kanda means halves. Narikela Kandadvayam, these 2 halves of the coconut. Kadali Palam or Kadali Palani means these bananas. Now he said here to use 2 bananas. So he has put Kadali Palam and Kadali Palani. He should actually say Narikela Kandadvayam and Kadali Pale. Kadali Pale means 2 bananas, but he said Kadali Palam or Palani, which means he doesn't know Sanskrit grammar exactly. So I'll make a correction to that. But anyway, Palam means one fruit. Pale means 2 fruits. Palani means more than 2, 3 or more. So, and then Amritam Sarvam. Amritam Sarvam Nivedayami. Okay, so what is he saying here? Vigneshwaraya Namaha, unto Lord Ganesh, right? Narikela Kandadvayam, I offer you these 2 halves of the coconut, and Kadali Palam Pale Palani, either 1 or 2 or 3. Kadali Pala means bananas. Amrita as nectar, as Sarvam, Amritam Sarvam, and all nectar, or as all nectar. Nivedayami, I offer to you as a food offering. Yeah, so if I run through it quickly, Vigneshwaraya Namaha, Narikela Kandadvayam, Kadali Pale for 2 bananas, right? Or Kadali Palam for 1 banana, or Kadali Palani for more than 2. Amrita Sarvam Nivedayami. Okay, so that's the thing. Then after you meditate that he has eaten, after you meditate that he's eaten those things, then you have to offer him nectar or water to go on the top. So you say Om Amrita Pidanamasi. Now, some people, most people, many people, in the middle of the offering, after they offer the food, they'll offer some water, because when you eat, you want to drink something in the middle of eating. So what they say for that is Madhye Paniyam Samarpayami. In the middle, Madhye of eating, Paniyam, regular water, Samarpayami. I offer you regular water to drink, to sip in the middle of your meal. Madhye Paniyam Samarpayami. After that, when it's finished, you're going to say Amrita Pidanamasi. You offer some more water to him with that's called Uttara Poshanam. The first one is called Aposanam, and the other one is called Uttara Poshanam. You put some nectar in there first, some water in there first, then the food goes on top, then the last. This is the same thing with Brahmana Bhojanam. Okay, so then we're going to throw that in the throw-out pot, right? After we offer Naivedyam, what do? We have to again offer Achamanam. So what can you do with Achamanam is, what did we say before? After the bath, we said Snananantaram Achamaniyam Samarpayami, or we can also say Punarachamaniyam Samarpayami. Punarachamaniyam means again, offer Achaman. Snananantaram means off after the bath. Here it's after the food, so we can say Naivedyanantaram. Naivedananantaram. Naivedana is food. Naivedananantaram. Achamaniyam samarpayami. Or we can simply say Punar Achamaniyam samarpayami. So we offer some more food, some more water, again 3 times, Achamaniyam, right? Throw in the throw-up pot, right? Saying the above, take some water in the Udarni. You've got the spoon from the Panchpatra that you're using for offering all these waters, right? Close the mouth and pour some water into another vessel. So he says, close the mouth. So that means you take the spoon with your left hand and get some water in it and cover it with your right hand and then put it in another vessel. So maybe throw it in the throw pot and say Om Bhurbhava Suvaha or just Bhurbhava Suvaha. Yeah. Saying the above, do prokshana of the, you say Bhurbhava Suvaha and you take that water, cover it, say Om Bhurbhava Suvaha, put it in your hand and then sprinkle it on the betel leaf and tambula. So you're offering after the meal, you're offering first wash the mouth, then you're offering the betel leaf and the Pugipala tambulam, the areca nut on top of the betel leaf. So it should be, betel leaf should be offered, and you should always offer 2, right? So you get 2 and put them on top of each other. If you really, you should really actually take off the stem. The stem should be taken off at that time. Take the stem off, because when people take betel nut, what they do is they first of all take the leaf. They take 2 leaves, take the stem off, put the stem separate. Then they keep the stem. Then they take some kata and churna. They take some calcium hydroxide, white paste, and they take some kata, some red paste, and they put it on. They put some scented betel nuts on there. They fold it up. They might put some other things on, like grated coconut, saffron jelly, different things, spearmint or peppermint flavor, whatever it is, cardamom, cloves, all these different things. And they wrap it up and they put it in the mouth. Sometimes they fold it in a certain way and they stick a clove through it, put silver foil on it. It can get very fancy. So, okay. So you basically make this thing, this pan, and you put it in the side of your mouth, and then move it over to your teeth, and then crush it, and then let the saliva run through it, and you're going to get like an after dinner mint type situation. You're going to refresh your mouth. It's a palate cleanser, okay, from all the heavy meal that you've had. Okay, so you put it in there, and you do that. Okay. Now, after you're finished, because that red stuff makes some marks on your teeth like that, you have the stem, and you take the stem and you dip it in the lime paste, the calcium hydroxide, and you use that to clean the stains off your teeth, and you throw that. Okay? So that's normally the system they do it. Brahmacharis are not allowed to do it. It's only for grihasta, Brahmins, even vanaprastha sannyasis, they shouldn't do it. Okay? So only grihastas are allowed to do this betel leaf thing. And certain days, maybe on Ekadasi in different places, different times, certain festival days, you don't do it. Okay, but anyway, here we're offering it to Ganesh, so Ganesh does it. So you're going to offer two of these betel leaves, take the stem off, put the nuts on it, and put it next to them. Now, if you don't have that, offer akshata as a substitute. Just say Pugi Palatambula Akshatan Samarpayami. Yeah, as a substitute, just offer some akshatan like that. If you actually you're in India and you can get it easily, or there's an Indian community and they sell it, and you can get it, then just offer it. There's a sloka to say that people usually say here. Pugipala samayuktam, nanavali daleryutam, kapura churna samyuktam, tambulam pratigrihyatam. And we probably know this word pratigrihyatam means I offer it to you. We hear it sometimes in the Gaudiya Padadis. Dupo yam pratigrihyatam, dipo yam pratigrihyatam. We hear that. So that pratigrihyatam means I offer to you. So tambulam, I offer you this tambulam, right? Tambulam pratigrihitam. Pugi pala samayuktam. So it has the pugi pala on it. It has the areca nuts on it. Nanavali daleryutam. It has this leaf part to it, right? Daler is a leaf, right? And then it has kapura churna samyuktam. It has in it, some churna, some paste like that. Which has some fragrance of camphor, edible camphor like that, and it has that. right? So it smells very nice. Okay, so Kapura Tambulam Samarpayami. So camphor tambulam, we offer camphor tambulam to Ganesh with these mantras. So Pugipala Samayuktam, Nanavali Deliritam, Kapura Churna Samyuktam, Tambulam Pratigriyatam, Kapura Tambulam Samarpayami. Or you could just say Tambulam Samarpayami. Saying this, put some akshitan in front of the bimba, or front of Ganesh. Kapura Nirajanam Samarpayami. Okay. Now, at the end of the puja, you can actually take a little lamp, get a little bit of camphor. You get these camphor tablets. You've got a standing lamp there. You take this camphor tablet, take it near to the flame, light it up, put it on your lamp, and offer it in arti fashion at least 3 times in a circle like that. And say, Kapura Nirajanam Samarpayami. Nirajanam means arti. Kapura means camphor. Camphor arti samarpayami. If you don't have camphor lamp, or if you don't want to create a big black mark on your ceiling after doing camphor lamp for a long time, then just use an oil lamp and just light it, or it can be lit. If you don't even want to offer a lamp, you can indicate there's a standing lamp there, and you can say Pratyaksha Deepam Samarpayami. And you can say, look, there's a lamp there in the corner. Pratyaksha Deepam. This is the lamp that you can already see. I offer that to you instead, like that. But most people like to offer arti, and they like to see offer arti. But you can offer this Pratyaksha Deepam also, the standing lamp. Saying the above, light the camphor and move around murti 3 times. Okay, then mantra pushpam samarpayami. Take some flowers in maybe both hands or one hand, like that, and offer mantra pushpam. There's a Vedic mantra for mantra pushpam, but we don't want to do this here because it's a very simple puja. If you're doing a main puja, you might chant the Vedic mantra for mantra pushpam, Yopam, Pushpam Veda, Pushpavan, Prajavan, Pasavan, Bhavati, etc. And you might offer mantra pushpam at the feet of the deity, some flowers at the end. After you offer the mantra pushpam, the next thing to do is offer dakshinam. No, not dakshinam to the, not dakshina to the Brahmins, dakshina to Ganesh. Give him some dakshina. Yeah. Suvarna pushpam samarpayami. Suvarna pushpam means a golden flower, but you can also say dakshina samarpayami. Suvarna pushpam dakshinam samarpayami, or dakshinam savarna pushpat samarpayami. In the form of a golden flower, I'm offering some dakshina, and you could also offer some coin. Just a coin. If you're going to use coins in puja, I recommend that you get the coins beforehand. A lot of places like Australia and England, they have these really nice £2 or £1 or $2 or $1 coins, which are actually gold color. If you can get a gold colored coin, that's better than a silver colored coin. But if you get a silver colored coin in your country, you can get it. I recommend that you wash the coins first before you use them in puja. So, but in case you don't, if you need a coin, sometimes you get a coin and you offer it like that. But gold coin's best, silver coin second best, copper coin if you really have to. Okay. Anyway, offer some dakshina to the turmeric Ganesh like that by putting it in front of him like that. Later on, that is prasadam, and the priest takes those coins and things like that, whatever it is. Some people in some places, they'll even offer some paper money. $1 or something, small amount like that. Okay, so then, but usually it's a coin, usually coins. Then you put some akshata at the end, and you think of all the different things that you could possibly offer Ganesh, right, to satisfy him, and you samasta upacharan. Upachara means services. Samasta means all, as anything that you can think of. Samasta. Or samasta upacharan samarpayami, and you offer him. Then join your palms and recite the following mantras. So now you're doing vandanam. You're just saying vandanam. So you say Vakrakunda Mahakaya Koti Surya Koti Samaprabha Avignam Kurume Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Sumukhaschaiva Ganantascha Kapilo Gajakarnakaha Lambodras. These are actually the names that you said when you were offering the puja, but they put in sloka form. Okay, so anyway, chant those names to Ganesh. Sodasatani Namani, even there's a Palashruti at the end of these different names of Ganesh. There's a Palashruti, or it says what sort of things you'll get, what benefits you'll get from offering these names to Ganesh. And I'll translate it and put it up there. Okay. Declaring Darbashvinasinaha, take a minimum of four darbas and place them as a seat with their tips facing north and declare. Okay, so now that is the end. They did not, at the end of this prayoga, they did not do a Visarjana. So they just went straight into the main Ganesh Puja now. But normally at the end, this is the end of Vigneshwara Puja, they would do a Visarjana, which I gave a very simple Visarjana mantra in the Vishwaksena Puja. There's other ways to do it. Anyway, it's not mentioned in this one, so we don't have to worry about it. We'll talk about it some other time. That is the quick Vigneshwara Puja done before the main pujas.